Hello everyone, it's Cake Jostello, and today I'd like to talk about one of my favorite anime, Hunter x Hunter, specifically the second adaptation, which aired from 2011 to 2014 in Japan. Hunter x Hunter started as a shonen manga series by Yoshihiro Togashi, also known for works such as Yu Yu Hakusho and Level E. The manga tells the story of Gon Freaks, who wants nothing more than to become a hunter and find his father in a world full of adventure. Hunter x Hunter had its first anime incarnation air from 1999 to 2001, which later continued in a series of OVAs. This first anime follows Gon through the Hunter exam arc, the Zoldyck family mini arc, the Heaven's Arena arc, and half of the York New City arc. The OVAs finish off the York New City arc, then conclude with the Greed Island arc. The second anime adaptation, the one we are talking about today, reanimated all of the arcs from the previous show and OVAs, then continued forward with the Chimera Ant arc, and ended with the Hunter Elections arc afterwards. The show has plenty of amazing fight scenes that are incredibly well animated and are a joy to watch. For this list, I'll be talking about my 10 favorite fights from Hunter x Hunter, but instead of counting them down, I'll be listing them in the order in which they occurred. There will be spoilers ahead, so without further ado. Number 1. Gon vs. Hisoka at Heaven's Arena. Gon and Killua decide to get stronger after the Hunter exams by entering Heaven's Arena, an enormous tower that holds fighting tournaments, and after managing to get decently high up the tower, Gon and Killua come across one of their most dreaded adversaries, Hisoka. Hisoka was leagues above Gon and Killua during the Hunter exams, and to see Gon and Hisoka battle again after some time has passed helps us see Gon's development as a character. The fight is a joy to watch, in no small part because of the intense animation of the scene, something which can be said for just about any fight in Hunter x Hunter. Number 2. Kurapika vs. Uvogin. Kurapika, one of Gon's friends and former partner during the Hunter exams, does battle with Uvogin, a member of the Phantom Troop, during the York New City arc. Kurapika seeks to avenge his fallen clan by killing the members of the Phantom Troop, and in this battle, we see the extent to which Kurapika has dedicated himself to this cause. This battle is incredibly intense, mainly because Uvogin has shown the strongest display of power so far at this point in the anime, so seeing Kurapika, presumably a much weaker character, take him on is worrisome at first. Kurapika's dedication to hunting down the Phantom Troop specifically allows Kurapika's abilities to skyrocket when doing battle with them, although it's a bit more complicated than that. Overall, the battle is a satisfying watch and definitely one worth going back to rewatch later. Number 3. Silva and Zeno vs. Chrollo. Later in the York New City arc, we see Killua's father, Silva, and grandfather, Zeno, battle against Chrollo, the leader of the Phantom Troop. At this point in the anime, these are some of the strongest characters we know of, so seeing the Mafia hire the two assassins to take on the head of the troop is very exhilarating, especially knowing that they've had a history of fighting against one another. Number 4. Gon, Killua, and Hisoka vs. Razor. After entering a special video game named Greed Island, which actually exists somewhere in the real Hunter x Hunter world, Gon, Killua, and Hisoka team up to play a deadly game of dodgeball against one of the game's creators, named Razor, in order to obtain a rare card needed to complete their collection. The fight makes very interesting usages of Hunter x Hunter's Nen abilities, and is surprisingly entertaining. Number 5. Gon vs. Genthru. While still on Greed Island, Gon and Killua become involved in a deadly situation that ultimately leads to them facing off against a homicidal maniac known as the Bomber, or Genthru. The fight really shows off Gon's continued growth in using his Nen abilities, and just how far he's willing to go to defeat an enemy in combat. Number 6. Gon vs. Knuckle. During the Chimera Ant arc, Gon and Killua face off against Knuckle and Shoot to determine which pair will be able to join their superiors on a mission to the NGL, an area infested with Chimera Ants. While both pairs ultimately end up working together in a later mission to take down the Chimera Ant King, the multiple fights Gon and Knuckle have with one another still manage to hold some weight to the story in retrospect. Both sides feature likable characters, which helps make this fight one of my top 10 favorites. Number 7. Phantom Troop vs. Zazan's Colony. After the Chimera Ant Queen dies, Squadron Leader Zazan declares herself a queen, settling in Meteor City, the home of the Phantom Troop. The troop doesn't like this, and takes on the self-proclaimed queen and her underlings. The series of smaller fights between the troop and the Chimera Ants show off many abilities of the troop that we haven't seen until then, and satisfied a lot of my desire to see more of the troop since the York New City arc. Number 8. Multiple People vs. Yuppie. During the palace invasion, the invading hunter group Gon and Killua are a part of come across one of the Chimera Ant King's 3 royal guards immediately, kicking off one of the longest and most intense fights in the entire show. Multiple hunters in the group fight off against Yuppie throughout the palace invasion, and at just about every moment the battle is entertaining. Yuppie manages to be one of the toughest characters in the entire anime, and he grows immensely during this time. Number 9. Netero vs. Meruem. Netero, the chairman of the Hunters Association, and Meruem, the king of the Chimera Ants, duke it out in what is the most intense fight in the entire series. This fight involves two of the strongest characters in the anime, and is an absolute pleasure to behold. The gravity of the situation, combined with the godlike abilities of the two fighters involved, is unlike anything else the series has to offer, and is easily one of the best fights in anime history. Number 10. Gon vs. Neferpito. At number 10 is the absolute massacre that is Gon vs. Pito, one of the king's 3 royal guards. This fight was brewing ever since we saw Pito attack Kite earlier in the arc. After some time passed, Gon had to wait for Pito to heal the king's human friend, and then from there, we see Gon go absolutely berserk, gaining immense strength and slaughtering Pito. Seeing Gon give his all after spending so much time with him throughout the show really hits the audience hard, and any viewer is bound to run the gamut of emotions during this time. This event is another one of the defining moments in the series, and truly shows why Hunter x Hunter is a cut above the majority of shonen anime. All in all, Hunter x Hunter has some amazing fight scenes that any shonen fan could appreciate, and I recommend the show to any fan of the genre. The show subverts a lot of tropes found in the shonen genre, so it should be a refreshing anime if you're finding the genre to be stale. If you're already a fan, then check out the anime based on Togashi's earlier work, Yu Yu Hakusho, if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, and have a great evening.